So you don't have to be a yoga practitioner in the asana sense, but just to know that how you align spiritually can align globally with what's going on. Eco-yoga. And then there's karma yoga. Now, I'm not a yoga practitioner, but I do like reading. And, if we think about karma yoga, selfless action, well, it's not a complete abandonment of the self. We still need to function with our ego self, but there is self-development within that to a capital S, a more transpersonal self. And so, I know in yoga they talk about self-realization. And, in a way it's about trying to get off the path of cyclic existence, cause and effect suffering. But at this time, it's about us maybe drawing together and doing something really incredible together. So maybe relinquishing, like the Bodhisattva, the Bodhicitta path, relinquishing our own enlightenment at the moment and working together for the benefit of the all of future generations could be an interesting way to go. So it leads me on to doing. Now, I talked about technologies of transcendence, but if we look at doing, now I'm an occupational therapist and I teach occupational science. So this is one of my real passions now. I suppose if you want, this is my yoga, if you wish. And so what I love about doing, it's fascinating because people say things like, you shouldn't say you're a human doing, you're a human being. Well, I think the other way around. I'm a human doing. Because evolution happened through doing. Some of the most incredible breakthroughs with tools and technologies happened through trial and error and experimentation. And when those changes happened, it changed the way we lived. You can see that from Australopithecus afarensis, when they stood up on two legs and were bipedal and went, whoa! And they started doing things with their fingers. They started to not forage so much, they're getting bigger brains, started getting tools. Homo habilis, the tool maker. And then they got really a bit sort of sassy and thought, let's migrate. So you had Homo erectus, who stood up and had massive, great big quadriceps, a bit like mine, and did these massive migrations with their tools and started to adapt and live in different climates. Then you had the agricultural revolution, about 11,000 years ago, around Mesopotamia and Jericho. Wonderful, because then agriculture happened. Now that could be the cause of some of our problems, but maybe it's the way we've done it, not so much that we have agriculture per se. We've had the Industrial Revolution, and now we're in the Information Revolution. Here's a question to you. What's the next revolution? What's going to happen next? Yeah? It's a really good question. And I'm not using this much, but it feels like a comfort blanket. I'm just a bit worried that I might just dry up, so I need something. So what is the next step? What's the next revolution that's going to happen? We're in this information age, and is that it? Is Google it? I don't know. No, obviously not. But there's something maybe about, sorry Google, there are other options as well, other companies do exist. But it's about maybe co-creating and co-evolving a new way of doing. So one thing I really love about doing is that it's evolutionary, and it's about how we evolve and adapt, and adaptation's a massive part of what we're about today. So, techne tu bio, the craft of life. That is what they used to say in ancient Greece. Techne tu bio, the craft of life. That's another technology. Ally what you do to a technology of transcendence, and I'm having another goosebump moment. Funny enough, it's only on the right side this time. That's the side of the spirit, isn't it? On the right? Okay, I'm getting spiritual feedback through goosebumps. I love it. But there's another story to this. Doing is phenomenal. It's an incredible thing when you actually start to do with awareness and knowing that you're part of this expansive universe. But here's the real magic. What we've also evolved over many, many countless millennia is an archetypal sort of human heritage, a human legacy together. We're part of a shared collective unconscious. Anyone else had a dream of someone and that person's phone within minutes or turned up on the door the next day? There's going to be people nodding their heads because it happens. You have synchronicities where you're doing something and you think, oh crumbs, I just wish so-and-so would turn up, and they turn up. And they said, I don't know why, I should have gone left, but I felt I needed to go right. We're not so disconnected. So not only are we part of this expansive universe, we're made of carbons, atoms, hydrogen, but we're also connected as psyche level as well. So this is a fascinating position. Because Because when we look at the archetypes, there's an archetype of doing, because Jung said these are systems of readiness for action. Now, if that doesn't get you goosebumping, you're verbing, then I don't know what will, because the archetypes within you are this incredible heritage that your forebears, our ancestors, have cultivated together. And here we are, with the ability to tap into them. It means what we do when I cut bread with my knife goes back millions of years, when one of my ancestors had a flint chopper and cut something. When I perform that action, it's archetypal. All right? Don't think the archetypes are just dreams and figures and feelings and resonances. They're also absolutely visceral. They're in you and they come out when you're acting. If you get that, it transforms what you do at any time in your life. This is I feel like I'm going to get up now and say, and I've seen the other side. But anyway, I'm going to resist that urge, because I can just feel myself going that way, and I think, oh dear, I'm going to start frothing at the mouth in a minute. So I'm going to rewind and just hold it together. But you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, when you're passionate about something, you want to share it, you say, come on, let's dig deep. This is digging deep, right? Doing is deep. It's archetypal, it's in you, it's in every action you perform. They're not unique, they've been going on for years. The only unique bit is our technologies are evolving interesting ways, so we are evolutionary doers as well. So we're not just going to hang back to the past, we've got to evolve the future. So how are we going to do it? Those are the questions. How are the verbs going to verb? That's what we've got to think about. So, think about the archetypes as systems of readiness for action. Think about today three asanas that we've done today. I'm no yoga practitioner, but we did the warrior. If I think of the warrior, think of Joseph Campbell, the myth of the hero. When you do that asana and you connect to something heroic in yourself, how are you going to bring that out and live it? Sorry, I just spat. How are you going to bring that out and live it? That is your heroic, your hero or heroine journey, whatever way that manifests in you. We did the corpse, and think about ego eclipse. I'm not talking about ego death here, because you don't want to kill your ego off. You need it to function in the everyday world. Ego eclipse is a bit more of a useful way, but the corpse could be an ally to that. We did the tree, which I must admit, Stuart, I shut my eyes, but I nearly fell over, but fortunately I managed to hang on. But you think about the tree connecting to the earth and connecting to the cosmos and being strong in the middle. And archetypally, I've seen images in alchemy of trees growing out of Christ's navel. Christ